Hello, comrades. Commissar Bro here today with Kenya. That's right. Oh, I know most of you are probably sick of these economic tutorials, but don't you worry. We've almost done all the countries that have been requested. So yeah, we're gonna start moving on to greener pastures and whatnot once I get through it. But needless to say, let's go ahead and bump on through this one. We're gonna start by raising taxes to an incredibly high degree. A good 77.67 seems fine. We're going to need to control inflation. We're going to pump up interest to 7%, whatever. That's fine. It's going to tank anyway. We're going to kick up the timer here in a second. Get rid of research. You don't need that to control the economy. You could bring down healthcare. Yes. The Kenyans don't need healthcare. We're more concerned about making a profit. Oh, there we go. Get rid of propaganda and you're already making a profit. However, this isn't good for sustained growth. So, you probably want to bump up infrastructure a bit. Again, not really all that good for sustained growth. So it might actually be more important to pay off our debt first. Let's see. Is there anything else we could cut? We could cut a bit of education and just put everything towards trying to pay off our bills. Because our debt's very, very high. Like, look how much higher that debt is in comparison to our available funds. Yeah, so that debt needs to be paid off. If you pay that debt off, that's $620 million that can go towards something else. That's right. Alright, look. And see, inflation is already tanking, so we're going to take that down. Bump it to 0. And let's take a look at our diplomatic map. Alright, of course, as per usual, no one likes you. Freedom of demonstration is not permitted, so we're going to permit that. Alright, so that helps us. Child labor is permitted. How many children? Okay, 41% of our population are children. That's probably one we're going to keep for now. But I don't think... Okay. Yeah. We'll leave that as official. I don't care. That's fine. Everything's fine. I guess everything else is pretty much the way it needs to be. I mean, we could allow abortion. We could get rid of child labor. Yeah, to get us more in line with some of these other European countries who we pretty much want to get on good terms with. So we'll do that. We will legalize abortion. And that's going to piss off quite a few people. And it didn't really help us too much with these guys. It helped us with the U.S. though, who is the most important donor. Belgium and the U.S. That's who we're going to look for assistance from here, as per usual. Yes, and look, see, we're paying off our debt little bit by little bit. We're paying it off. That's pretty much all you can do with Kenya. You've got a pretty decent amount of resources. You can see it was 50%, but it's 49%. We're going to bring down taxes. Well, 7.7 is fine. We're going to bring this down, though. That definitely needs to come down to around 5%. That's fine, 6.4. You could, most often than not, it's good to bump it down to about 5% because then you have a lot more unfettered growth going on with your economy. So that's what I would do, and I would heavily suggest anyone else. That's right, 4.1. Oh, sweet bubbly goodness. And just go down them one by one and do that. So then if you want to just mess around with the global tax modifier a bit, you can. Like if you want to bump it up to like 20% and so on. That's pretty much what I'll do, what I tend to do. Like I said, I like the idea of growing my countries. It takes a lot of time. As opposed to just, basically cheating. But that's just how I like to do it. It's just a personal preference of mine. So yeah. That's what I'll do. That is what I'll do. So you get the idea, at least, of what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead with this part. Alright, so one thing we could do, because it looks like about 10% of our economy is being provided for through foreign aid, is we could bump up foreign aid a considerable amount. That should jump us up with the rest of the world. At least the countries we want to be above that amount with. Belgium. Oh, shit, it didn't put us over with Belgium. Okay, that's alright. This is what we'll do. We'll make sure that it goes up over with Belgium. There we go. It should definitely be above now. Oh, you sneaky plackets. There we go. Alright, so now that it's 40, we can ask for a common market treaty with them. Yeah. And economic aid. Booyaka. Alright. So let's go take a look at Kenya now. Give it a little bit of time to kick in. And actually we're going to lower. There it goes. Boom. See, look at that. We are now making a F-ton more in money. Our trade's gone up, almost doubled. And yeah, our foreign aid's gone up as well to give us more money. So we're going to bump the foreign aid back down to what it was before. And now that we're making a considerable more money, we can increase infrastructure and government if we want to. I'm going to increase it a bit, but I still want to pay off our massive debt because, again, that's a lot of money we're not getting back. So that's pretty much unacceptable. we need to pay that off, and you know, our people are getting a little bit better, but our corruption is freaking high, ludicrously high. Like, we're starting to take a dent from how much corruption we've got going on there. And then if you look here, our election is, you know, then we've got some time left with that. So yeah, this is pretty much how I would do it. I mean, it's not really all that complicated, I suppose. You know, you guys have seen these videos a million times before. You know, I tend to have a very specific way that I do things. Again, I feel like it's a very it's a casual way of doing it. You know, it's kind of more for those who want to try to do it in a relatively realistic way. I mean, relatively is very, very heavy of a word there because, you know, like with their ridiculously high tax rate, you could do it through tourism as well, depending on what country you're playing as, depending on your stability and your approval, so on, your corruption. High corruption affects that type of stuff. So yeah, you know, it's fun. It's fun. That's how I like to do it. I like to do it that way. Anyway, this has been Commissar playing as Kenya. I hope this is helpful to those interested in playing the country. I hope you know that you're able to pull it off now. Like I said, you just really need to pay off that debt and start working towards improving government stuff and so on and so forth. See, I'm gonna now I've got government right there, so it should at least curb that corruption growth a little bit. Because it's at 73.3%, and that's absolutely ungodly. So, anyway, this has been Commissar, and I will see you all next time.